for those of you who are just joining us, again, this started as a pursuit in the LA County Sheriff's Century area, which is essentially the South LA area. And they believe that the car is stolen. The car is a Kia. Hard for me to tell if it's silver or gold in color at this time of night. Also unclear if anyone else is in the vehicle other than the driver. I haven't seen anyone in any of the passenger seats. Definitely didn't see anyone in the front, but unclear if there's anyone in the back. And he is also now wanted for assault with a deadly weapon on a peace officer for ramming a CHP unit. And pardon me for just a moment, guys. I'm going to check our fuel. Saro, can you tell me how much time we have left? An hour 10. Jack, if you can hear me on the microwave, we've got 70 minutes left, 70. Okay, we're at State and Virginia in Linwood. We were just relaying our fuel situation. Essentially, with our helicopter, we can get about 2.5 hours on a tank before we have to go back and refuel. But we still have about an hour left for you guys. We were the first to use helicopter overhead, though, so we might be the first to leave. Hopefully not. Hopefully we'll be able to bring you the conclusion of this pursuit. Thank you, Sarah. Okay. Thank you. Again, Sarah Garbettian at the controls of News Chopper 4. Yes. Making a turn here onto El Segundo Boulevard from Santa Fe. We're still in Linwood. We're Peach and El Segundo now in Linwood, so residential area. Apartments on either side of the street. Still a CHP that is in pursuit. I can tell by looking at the door of the squad car. If you're listening on the scanner, this actually moved to an LTAC. So your scanner might not have an LTAC. So if it does, there's a chance you might still be able to hear it. Perfect. Thank you, Jack. Jack Noyes there at the assignment desk back at Universal City telling me that what he's hearing is that they did get a good spike on the right side of the vehicle, which pretty much confirms what we saw, which is the passenger side of the car. It looks like both of those tires are pretty much gone. He's down on the rims on those. So he's just got the two on the driver's side. He's got his hazards on for some reason. You can just see some of the sparks. They're starting to fly here. Passenger side of the vehicle as he is down on the rim because he did run over at least one spike strip, maybe two. Again, CHP in pursuit, sheriff's overhead. He's in a residential area of Linwood. It's always concerning when pursuits go through a residential neighborhood because people could be out and about. The good news is that it's pretty cold out here in Los Angeles tonight, so the chances that people would be walking around are pretty slim compared to a warm summer night. Back on the major, Long Beach Boulevard. Sorrow is racing up ahead to get us closer to the front here. And thank you to everyone who is joining us on NBCLA.com, Roku TV, Apple TV, and all of our streaming platforms. You can always search for us on your smart television. Just search for NBCLA. And whenever there's a breaking news situation like this, you'll get a notification. You can watch us on the big screen. This has been a lengthy one, I'll give you that. Been about an hour or so since this began. Started with LA County Sheriff's Sentry Division, and then moved over to the CHP, as it was on the freeways for a while. It was on the 710 as well as the 10 and the 5 before exiting onto surface streets, where it has been ever since. And now he's in Linwood, right under the 105 freeway, popping out the other side here, Long Beach Boulevard and the 105. Wrong, let's see, no, right side of the road there. Thought he was gonna go wrong side of the road here for just a moment, but nope, he's right side of the road, Long Beach Boulevard at Sanborn Avenue in Linwood. And for those of you who are watching us from outside of our viewing area and you're wondering where Linwood is, it's essentially near South Los Angeles. So from downtown, it's to the southeast. Patrolled by the LA County Sheriff's Department, but it is still the CHP that is in pursuit with a sheriff's helicopter overhead. This is the side of the car that we believe has the flats. So let me swing the camera over there. There you go. So you can look at the rims there. So he's got no tires left on this side. He's down on the rims. There was a point in the pursuit where he basically boxed himself in. He drove into a lot in the Boyle Heights area where he had no way out. So what he did was he rammed 2 fences to get through. And then, again, in an effort to escape, he also rammed a CHP cruiser. So with that, he's getting a charge of assault with a deadly weapon on a peace officer, in addition to stealing the vehicle, of course. So still relatively slow speeds, setting up for the left-hand turn. And he's completing it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yes. So Sorrow says there's a big roundabout coming up. Should be just ahead. We'll see him get there. There we So back in a residential neighborhood of Linwood. Poplar and State. Long Beach Boulevard and Los Flores Boulevard in Linwood. And speaking of viewers from outside of our viewing area, thank you to one of our biggest fans, Jeff out of Illinois. We thank you for your constant support. I know it's late out there and you're still up to watch with us, so we appreciate you, especially on this Valentine's Day. Continuing Long Beach Boulevard at Louise, so still in Linwood. So that means that for at least the last 30 minutes or to see some more sparks coming there from under the vehicle, because again, he's missing the two. And all of a sudden decides he's going to take off. So that's why we're seeing those sparks flying. That could have been why he was going so slow, knowing that if he went any faster, sparks were going to start to fly. Just made that left-hand turn there onto Carlin. We've been on Carlin before. That's a pretty small street, so maybe an area that's familiar to him. Pretty narrow street here. We're at Bullis Road. I know Bullis is Compton, so now we're in Compton. Still good on the driver's side. The tires are still intact. Passenger side, I think he ran over spike strip, so that's what did that. And making another left-hand turn here. I believe this is going to be Tucker from Bullis, residential area of Compton. And he's slowing down significantly here. Okay, we're starting to see some more sparks. Bradfield and McMullen and Compton. Again, if you were listening on the scanner frequencies with me, it is on an LTAC, so unless you have those, it's not going to be possible to hear them. And they only moved to an LTAC because this has been going on for so long. They don't want to tie up their main channels. So that's what we're experiencing here. I know it's getting late. It's 10:15. We do have the NBC4 News at 11 o'clock coming up here in the next 45 minutes. If you guys can stay up with us. If you can't, I understand. We're going to have the an update, of course, on the termination of this pursuit on Today in LA tomorrow morning. My counterpart, Roland Spreewell, at Fire Guy in the Sky on Twitter, will be in News Chopper 4 come the morning. I know he's waiting for this to finish so he can go to sleep. I understand it's getting late, and it's been a lengthy chase, been over an hour. And initially it was a fast mover on the highway, and we saw an assault with a deadly weapon on a peace officer when he rammed his vehicle against a CHP cruiser. But since then, it's really slowed down, mostly on surface streets in the Linwood and Compton area. In fact, this has been going on for so long that the residents are well aware of it. A lot of them are coming out of their homes. They're up on the sidewalk to see the pursuit go by. I'm sure this is going to end up on their social media, guarantee you that. But of course, you never want to get involved in these situations. Of course, there's nothing wrong with looking from a safe distance, but there's times when people will try to get involved. They'll walk up to the car, or they'll be in another vehicle and they'll try to box him in. So never do that, because you never know if this person is armed, and you wouldn't want to put yourself in a dangerous situation, and you wouldn't want to put the officers in a dangerous situation either in their efforts to protect you. So the best thing you can do is just simply watch from a distance. If you're in another car that goes by this pursuit vehicle, simply pull over to the right. Once the pursuit goes by you and you can safely rejoin the street or freeway, do so at that point. For now, though, continuing here on surface streets in Compton. Now, I've watched a lot of police pursuits in my years, and the one thing I can't figure out on this one is why they won't do a pit. Um, if they know he's armed, they won't. But I did hear on the scanner that they have permission to do it. So that's the only thing I'm a little bit curious about. It'll be interesting to perhaps find out after. We here at NBCLA always try to follow up on these pursuits and get you the backstory behind it all. So hopefully that can be an answer that we can get. Compton Boulevard at Ward. And once again, thank you to everyone who is not only watching us on NBCLA.com and all of our streaming platforms, as well as our sister station, Telemundo 52. I am getting your messages on social media, so if you're sending me a question, I'll try to answer it. If you're just, yes, if you are sending me comments, I will try to get to them as well, so thank you for that. Of course, our friend Michael, one of our biggest supporters, so we thank you. Lisa Lavender, of course, and then Rob Barrientos, thank you as well for your continued support. as we continue to watch this chase here back in the Rancho Dominguez area. So we were here before, we're here again. There's been a lot of streets that we've gone over once or twice. Leads him to believe that he's familiar with the area. That's just how these things work. Drivers tend to return to an area that is familiar to them because they don't want to drive into a dead end. They don't want to put themselves in a situation where they're basically trapped, which is what had happened to this guy when he was in Boyle Heights. He essentially drove into a lot where there was only one way in and one way out, and it was covered by CHP officers. So he had to ram through 2 fences to get out of that lot. And it did cause significant damage to the vehicle. It's not what gave him the flats, though. He ran over spike strips to get those. He got those once he was on surface streets in the Linwood area. So on the passenger side of the car, he's missing both of those tires. On the driver's side, those still are car. I would venture to say it's just one. That's all I've been able to see. I don't see anyone in the passenger seat in the front at least. And at this point, we do believe that the driver is a man. Yeah, copy that, Jack. Can we try to get on the driver's side, sir? Thank you. Perfect, thank you. Yeah, let me confirm. Sorrow, it's 10:25. How long do you think we can stay? Hey, Sorrow. How long do you think we can stay? On scene, or? Okay. Hey, Jack, another hour, because we're going so slow and we're moving. So another hour. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Carlin. Yeah, we're back on Carlin. I'm back with you guys here online. We were just figuring out our fuel situation there. Wanted to know how long we could stay up here for you. It's all based off of fuel, of course. We've been able to conserve a lot because it's been moving relatively slow, and we're on the move. We haven't been hovering. Hovering does burn a lot more fuel than just moving. So at this point, we think we can get another hour out of it. Okay, just made another turn there. He has been gesturing out the window, kind of popping his head out here and there. Whoa, that guy was going fast. Wow. That might have been one of the closest calls we've seen. Okay, there he is, hand out the window, gesturing. Sounds good. There he is, popping his head out. Making a U-turn. And a viewer, Annalise Hernandez, I believe. She just had a question if he was signaling. I actually think he has his hazards on, so that's what we're seeing. He's had them on for quite a bit. I don't know if it's intentional or if he just hit them and doesn't know how to turn them back off, because again, this is a stolen car. Unclear how long he's been driving it and how familiar he is with it. I feel bad for the rightful owner, because when they do get it back, it's gonna be significantly damaged. Okay, slowing down there just a touch. And he's turning yet again. Gonna be a right-hand turn there. A couple people there on the sidewalk who are super excited. Thank you, Jack. I think we just shot through the ball, but we're good now. Okay. If you're just joining us, this is a pursuit that has been going on for quite some time. I'd put it at about an hour and a half. It is a pursuit of a stolen Kia. I think Kia Optima was what we heard across the scanner. And this is the CHP that is in pursuit, but it started as an LA County Sheriff's pursuit and LA County Sheriff's helicopter overhead. They went into surveillance mode for a bit, which is when they pull all the units off and just let the helicopter follow. But it only remained in surveillance until the CHP got behind it. And it was a pursuit on the freeway for quite a bit. Oh, look at that. There's a woman who got out of her car. It almost looked like she tried to pass something to him or he tried to pass something to her. Unclear if they know each other or what her thought process was behind that. But you never want to do anything like that. You will be detained for interfering. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm concerned about when a pursuit lasts this long. Even if she didn't know him, then people in the area are hearing that there's a pursuit going by and they think it's cool to try to get involved in some way. So you never want to do that because you never know if that person is armed or can hurt you in any way. That's the night sun there from the sheriff's helicopter, Santa Fe Avenue and Pine in Compton. Thank you to Tiffany Arneson. I hope that I said that right, Tiffany. I hear that the people want an update in Spanish, so we will do a quick update in Spanish for our sister station Telemundo and all of our viewers there. And then as soon as we're done, we can resume our coverage in English. Buenas noches, una vez más desde el helicóptero. Yo soy Eliana Moreno reportando sobre una persecución policíaca que ahora se encuentra en el área de Compton. Estamos en la avenida Santa Fe junto con la calle Tucker, donde la patrulla de caminos de California sigue siguiendo a un vehículo Kia Optima presumiblemente robado. Es una persecución que empezó hace unos 90 minutos en el área del sur de Los Ángeles con el departamento del alguacil del condado de Los Ángeles. Es una persecución que continuó en la autopista 710, en la 10 y en la 5, antes de regresarse en dirección sur en la autopista 710 y desde entonces ha continuado en las calles de Compton y Linwood. Al momento se desconoce cuántas personas están adentro del vehículo, pero hemos visto que el conductor es un hombre. Y como les digo, este es un vehículo que supuestamente fue robado. Al momento se desconoce cuándo esto ocurrió, pero la persecución ha llegado a altas velocidades, pero como pueden ver ahorita va bastante despacio, a unas 15 o 20 millas por hora. Y continúa aquí ahora en la avenida Rosecrans con la avenida McDavid. Y hubo un momento durante la persecución, será hace una hora, cuando estábamos en el área de Boyle Heights, cuando el conductor del Kia Optima se estrelló contra una de las patrullas una de las patrullas del Departamento de Patrullas de Caminos de California. Entonces, la persona que está manejando este vehículo ahora no solamente es buscada en conexión con manejar un vehículo robado, pero también por asaltar a ese oficial usando su vehículo. Al momento se desconoce si el oficial fue herido cuando el accidente ocurrió, pero como pueden ver, la persecución continúa aquí en Compton vamos a contar con 4 patrullas del Departamento de Patrullas de California y el helicóptero del condado del Departamento del Alguacil siguiendo a este vehículo, ahora acercándose a la avenida Mulberry y la calle Rosecrans Avenue. Reportando desde el helicóptero, yo soy Eliana Moreno, Telemundo 52. Continuing slow speeds here through Compton, Mona Boulevard, and Willowbrook Avenue. We were just doing a quick little update there for our sister station, Telemundo. And we are getting lasered now, so Sorrow, be careful out at about our 10 o'clock. I've got a green laser. If you are the guy with the green laser, you don't want to be doing that. That is a federal crime. I believe that's Willowbrook Park. It is a federal crime punishable by a year in jail or a $10,000 fee. So if you are the guy that is doing that, please stop. Mona Boulevard and Bliss Street here now in Willowbrook. And I'm hearing that my youngest little viewers, a set of twins, Ava and Riley, who I know love listening to our broadcast, especially in Spanish. I hear that they woke up from their nap just to watch. So my apologies to their lovely mom for that. But I know that they're big fans, so we love them up here. We do have the NBC4 News at 11 o'clock coming up, again, in about 20 minutes. So if this pursuit is still going on at that point, we will likely lead with it, so it'll be at the top. But of course, we'll continue to stream here on NBCLA.com, Roku TV, and Apple TV. In fact, let me throw that up for you guys so you can write down the information. You can search for NBCLA on your smart television, and whenever there's a breaking news situation like this, you can actually get an alert and watch us on your big screen. So once again, that's NBCLA and NBCLA.com if you are on the website, and of course you can always download our app, available in the App Store. And you can ask to get alerts, and you'll be alerted whenever there's a pursuit or any other breaking news situation. Yeah. Running the red here at El Segundo and Alameda in Compton. Yeah, that was a close call there, running the red. Now this has been quite the lengthy pursuit. It's if it continues till our 11 o'clock newscast, we're going to be looking at 2 hours. The longest pursuit that I ever covered would be the 12-hour big rig pursuit, but of course we pulled off of that at like 1 in the morning because we couldn't keep following that. The longest one that I've covered continuously was 6 hours, and that one was brutal because the guy was going about 5 miles an hour the whole time. So at least this guy isn't yet at that 6-hour mark, but we're still looking at about 2 hours here on surface streets in the Linwood and Compton area. And you can see him quite animated there. Let me go into some of my doublers here so we can see what he's doing. Kind of just erratic behavior. I know he's been gesturing a lot. Just made another turn there, Santa Fe Avenue in El Segundo. We've been here before. I think the reason that he's not driving too fast is that he's missing the tires on the passenger side. Because when he's tried to go faster, the sparks just go flying, and so he realizes that, and so he's going a little bit slower. Look at all the people there on the side of the road. Wow. I guess when a pursuit is going on long enough, it's easy to come out here and see it go by. And yeah, DJ True messaging me on Twitter. Yes, you're right. That 6-hour pursuit was a doozy a little while back. Santa Fe and Rosecrans looking at about 20 miles an hour on a car that's running on 2 tires and 2 rims. Okay, there's a car there blocking him. I don't know if that was intentional or what. I mean, he obviously ran the red, but that car slowed down a lot. That's the concern. When these pursuits go on as long as they do, people want to get involved, and you never want to do that. You can see that the car is starting to smoke a little bit, and it's simply because he's missing the tires on the passenger side. So it's just because the rims are dragging on the pavement. I'm hearing on the scanner that the driver is about 25 years old. He is described as a man. And no mention of anybody else in there with him. So it sounds like he is all alone on this Valentine's Day in that car. Copy that, Jack. If we get on that side, I'll be able to get it. This officer may be moving in for the pit. There we go. There's the pit. Finally. Looks like he's still trying to get out of it. Look at all these sparks flying, going right towards the officers. This is going to be another assault with a deadly weapon on a peace officer. He's up on the sidewalk. Let me get out of the doubler here real quick because he's still trying to get away. Compton Boulevard in the Compton area, headed back in the direction of the officers. Wow, that was incredible. I'm really surprised that the car didn't become disabled. And away we go again. Oleander and Compton Boulevard. We were waiting for a pit the entire time. They try it and it doesn't work. So let's see if they give it another. Compton Boulevard and Culver Avenue is still in Compton. Picking up a little bit of speed there. They'll happily try another pit, but they just have to wait till they get a open stretch of road. So they're not going to do it here. There's just too many cars in the intersection. He's running the red. Nope, he's not. He's going to turn. Well, he's kind of running it. He just didn't go straight. We're off of Alameda and Compton. Here we go. One more time. Let's try it. Let's see. Moving in for the pit. There he goes, spinning out of control here. But he ended up exactly in the direction that he was before. So he's still chugging along here. I'm really amazed that the car didn't become disabled, because usually with newer cars like this, when you do something like that, it immediately becomes disabled. So let's see, the CHP officer and the SUV gonna try it for a third time. Picking up some speed, gonna try from the other side. Moving in for the pit, there we go. Let's see. Oh my gosh, third time and still going. Wow. Continuing Alameda and Elm, he's slow speeds, 3 pit maneuvers, beautiful ones at that, but still somehow able to continue driving. Let's go for a fourth, bumper ripped off. This might be it. Oh my gosh, I spoke too soon. There you go, gonna keep going. Continuing on Alameda and Elm Street here in Compton. This is still the CHP that is in pursuit, a very slow speed pursuit at that. You're looking at about 10 miles an hour, which could be why the pits aren't working, because it's a little slow. Normally they want to have a little more momentum. They're going to try to box him in instead, is what I'm hearing, since the pits aren't working. Yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you, Tim. slow mover here. Alameda and Spruce. Let's see if he goes for another one or if he's just going to try to ram him and box him in. Here we go, fifth one, just on the other side of that bridge, and still trying to keep going. So you see, they're going to go for the boxing in method. Sorrow's going to bring the helicopter around. He's blocked in. They're just going to pull him out. But he's still moving, so the car is still in drive, but they apparently pull him out. They have him down on the ground. They're going to try to detain him now. And they still have to clear the vehicle just to make sure that nobody else is in there. Let me take the map off for you. You don't need that anymore. But where we're at is Alameda and Spruce in Compton. Ended on Alameda. We're going to zoom in on this guy. Okay, I'm going to try the other Doppler because this one's a little bit on the blurry side, so pardon me here for just a moment. It is, Tim. I'll take a check, please. I do hear you. Thank you. Okay, and here's our first good look at this guy. Man, almost 2 hours. And this comes to an end with multiple pit maneuvers here on Alameda, a nice wide open street. But somehow, some way, he was able to drive out of most of them until the very last one where they boxed him in. The fire department will come out here. They're going to check him out. Since he was involved in multiple collisions, they just want to make sure he's okay. And if he is, he'll be off to jail. If he's not, they may transport him to the hospital. Of course, with an officer with him, since he is in custody. Alameda and Rosecrans are the majors. So what's happening now is officers are searching his person. They just want to make sure that there's nothing on him that could possibly harm them. And once they do a good search, that's when they can put him in the back of a squad car. While these officers search him, then they're searching the vehicle as well, just to make sure that nobody's in there. They'll even pop the trunk to make sure that nobody's hiding in the trunk. I can hear you. Go ahead. Yeah, it was about 5. Yeah, 5. Okay. Cool. So we'll start with the live shot. We'll sit. Okay, perfect. So once again, thank you to everyone who is watching us on NBCLA.com and all of our streaming platforms. We're actually just getting ready for the NBC4 News at 11 o'clock. So if you're near a TV, you can tune in there. Of course, you can also continue just to watch us here online. This pursuit coming to an end, finally, after 2 hours on Alameda and Rosecrans with one person in custody. Yeah, I gotcha. Go ahead, Booth. On yours. Okay. Okay, 3 tapes total. The first one is the pit maneuvers. The second one is him being detained, and the last one is the fences. Okay. Okay. I did for a moment just because I was switching one of our monitors to it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. But we're back on transmitter now. On the clean feed. Okay. Mike Level 4 News Chopper 4. This pursuit ending in Compton here. Alameda and Rosecrans. Great. Yeah. No. Yeah, no. Pretty typical though. Yeah. Okay, copy that. 1 minute. No, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Wilson. Oh, I don't know. I think it does. We'll have to ask Rich. Hey, copy that. 15 seconds. Several pit maneuvers, but it finally came to an end, Colleen. Let's actually show you the tape of how this pursuit came to an end. As you said, it was a very lengthy chase, almost 2 hours, but it finally ended here on Alameda and Rosecrans Avenue in the Compton area after the CHP brought in an SUV to attempt those pit maneuvers on this possible stolen Kia Optima. But it took about 5 tries because this guy kept managing to drive out of those pit maneuvers and continue the pursuit. But finally, it was a successful pit maneuver and boxing the vehicle in that finally finally brought things to an end. But before this, it was a wild chase that made its way all the way north up to the Boyle Heights area, where the driver actually boxed himself in a parking lot. He couldn't find a way out. His only way out was to ramp through 2 separate fences and then ramped into a CHP cruiser. So on top of driving a stolen car, he was also wanted for assault with a deadly weapon on a peace officer. It's unclear if that officer was injured in any way, but again, a very lengthy chase making its way on multiple freeways. The California Highway Patrol behind him, the CHP airship overhead, but finally came to an end here in Compton on Alameda and Rosecrans with 1 person in custody. That's latest here from Compton. In News Chopper 4, I'm Eliana Marino. Let's send it back down to you in the studio. Cool. Let me check. Simon Des from the chopper. Thanks, guys. Can we go home?
Oh, no!
We have a suspect running. Oh, this is going to be close.
To watch more heart-stopping car chases happening across Southern California, subscribe here. Thanks for watching. The Chase is on.